Go to commercial. Go to a goddamn commercial.
Hello and welcome to I've Seen Everything, where the name is ironic and the reactions are...
Who are you?
Hi everyone, my name's Andrew and welcome to another movie reaction out here on the ISE channel. Thank you for joining me. I have an interesting scenario here, folks. It's still going to be a first-time reaction, but I forgot to shoot this intro. It's the only time it's ever happened. I forgot to shoot this intro before I actually recorded the reaction. But I'm glad to have you here with me, and I will tell you the things that I said on the beginning of the reaction for the Patreon audience. I've been meaning to watch this movie for a long time. Interesting concept. I don't know a lot about it. The only person I recognize that was in it is David Dastmalchian. I've seen him obviously in a variety of things, but I know, or I should say I knew going in, that this took place in the 70s, that it was a fictionalized late-night talk show, and that he was the host, and that obviously from the title it had something to do with the devil. Beyond that, didn't know going in what it was about, what direction they were going to go. I knew a fair amount about things like this, possession stories of the time period. The movie takes place in 1977, so we're right after the Vietnam War. Also, I don't know if I have this right, I think The Exorcist came out in 1974, so this is only a few years after The Exorcist. So a lot of stuff in the air about this kind of thing. Also in real life, a lot of people in this time period claiming to be purveyors of the supernatural. We still have that today, but going on late night talk shows to perform their act. A lot of people also going on those talk shows to try to debunk these people and claim that what they were doing was just trickery. And we see a very different story told here around that idea about, hey, what if you had that, but something else happened? So I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to say anything else. Again, very strange. It's the only time I've ever actually watched the reaction and forgot to shoot the intro first. Let us get to watching the movie. Before we do, I want to go ahead and remind you to check out the Patreon. The full-length reaction to this movie is available over on the Patreon right now. There's full-length reactions to other movies over there, exclusive television show reactions, all kinds of stuff. I hope you go check it out and consider becoming a patron. Any support that you offer over here or over there is always greatly appreciated. And speaking of over here, if you'd be so kind as to go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button, click the bell so you can see when I'm putting out new videos. And that is it, folks. Let's not waste another moment. Let us get to watching 2024's Late Night with the Devil. Here we go. All right, get us in touch with what was going on in the mid-70s, like just after the end of Vietnam. Not a great time in the United States.
Thank you for allowing me into your living rooms for the first of what I hope will be many shows.
Oh, wow. A brand new late night show. So they're really trying to get attention. That makes sense.
My dear mom and dad back in Berwyn, Illinois, who I know are sitting in front of their TV set, big smiles on their faces, watching The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
That's actually really smart to have it be like this kind of little failed attempt at a talk show off the side, because I'm sure a lot of people did that.
Jack's association with the Grove has been the subject of rumors since his days in radio, and its power to make and break careers.
Oh, secret occult groups. And his show is called Night Owls. So I thought that maybe he was a victim of whatever happens here, but maybe he helps bring it upon them.
Jack's world is turned upside down when Madeline is diagnosed with terminal lung cancer.
He's blushing right now. How's a girl not supposed to fall in love like that?
Isn't she something, ladies and gentlemen?
Wow. They're doing a lot of exposition here. Like some big expose of like a huge, incident that happened, obviously, which I'm assuming is the subject of the movie.
A grieving Jack shuns the media. His location unknown. Just 1 month later, UBC announces his return.
Yeah, I'm starting to get more and more of a sense that whatever is going to happen is no accident. They're setting him up to be one of the villains here, I think.
What you are about to see is the recently discovered master tape of what went to air that night. It is the live TV event that shocked a nation.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. Do it as like a documentary, basically. A documentary of some horrific thing that happened on live television. We spent almost 10 minutes on that setup, that exposition to set up the story.
Where the hell is he? Leo, he's not,
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph!
David Dastmalchian can be pretty creepy if he wants to be. I saw his eyes through that thing. He has a really cool interview show on YouTube, though. Grave Conversations.
What's interesting about a theremin, Jack, is you play it without touching. So you're not meant to touch it. No, sir, no touching.
I think Jack's probably going to touch it. Yeah, these are pretty stale monologue jokes, even for the 70s, I think.
There is only one person who really matters in this whole darn crazy business. Well, thank you, Jack. And that is you.
Don't know why he thought he was going to say him. Of course he was going to suck up to the viewers.
brought me back into this very studio a year ago when I could have easily thrown in the towel, when many suggested that I should. Love you, Jack. And Leo, can we please get that woman a Nielsen viewing diary?
He's really kind of putting his heart out there on national television. But I guess he's in a desperate situation, so trying to save his show.
The mononymous Christou.
I haven't heard that word before, mononymous. I'm assuming that means someone who has only one name.
All Hallows Eve is a time to break open the doors to the underworld. It is the last chance for the spirits of the recently deceased to attend to any unfinished business.
I'm now... Well, I don't know how recent it is. It seems like it's still been a couple of years or something, but I wonder now if his wife is going to be resurrected at some point during this movie. Or maybe that's not recent enough.
Think of my mind like the ham radio, picking up frequencies in the airwaves. When I no longer want to listen, I simply switch it off.
Just like that. Wow.
There was so much of this stuff around, especially during these time periods. Supposed faith healers and psychics and all kinds of stuff. It's like, imagine what would normally be BS for self-promotion and to make money actually ends up being a legitimate encounter with the devil.
My wife's maiden name was Peterman. Yes, that is it, Peterman. She's in the room with us now. She ran off with my neighbor 5 years ago.
That is called cold reading. That's how that kind of stuff normally goes, especially when you don't have the opportunity to edit out.
A name starting with B.
Oh, my name's Barry.
That's not it.
No, it has been for 42 years.
This guy is coming up with some good one-liners in response to the medium kind of failing live on television.
Be upset. I'm just ribbing you.
I get the sense that's not a regular audience member.
Edmund took his own life.
5 years ago.
But it feels like only yesterday.
They wouldn't normally get this lucky, so we're blurring reality a bit here.
Eddie wants you to know that he is at peace now. He's sorry.
Or they could be plants put there to show his power.
Can you please tell him that Papa is safe?
He already knows. You are both so beautiful. Bless you.
Bless you all. Wow.
It does make you wonder if someone like that has plants in the audience in case they're not able to get readings or able to connect with actual audience members when they're cold reading. But for the purpose of this movie, maybe he has actual powers.
Marshall, who are we?
Well, something's happening. He's getting more than he's bargaining for sure.
I'm getting the name Minnie.
Looks like his head's gonna explode. She's trying to push her way through him.
The spirit needs to talk to you. Who are you?
Ooh, yeah, there it goes. Yeah, I don't think he's okay.
She's gone.
Wow, that was well done.
We're going to take a quick break.
Go to commercial. So, was it just an incredibly powerful presence, or is he a fake and was surprised by an actual spirit coming through?
The bourbon?
Just some water, please.
In this place? I'll see what I can do. Some water for Mr. Christou. Are you happy to stay with us a little longer?
I really should.
That's the spirit.
His nose is bleeding. I get the feeling if he stays there, I mean, people are going to die for sure, but that him staying there and being sensitive to this is going to end up being what kills him.
Is this necessary?
You got a little bit of sweat going on, honey.
Please, stop.
Fine. Suit yourself.
If this guy's this freaked out, I don't know why he wouldn't just leave. Why he wouldn't refuse to stay when they try to get him to. Maybe he has to stay. He's under contract or something.
Carmichael the Conjurer, you remember him? Yeah, well, he hung up the wand several years ago to become one of the leading voices of the skeptics movement.
So, an amazing Randy type. Someone who was previously a magician who now dispels like charlatans and things like that.
Jack, I'm the first to admit the world would be a more interesting place if people could magically bend spoons.
Yeah, definitely some parallels with the amazing Randy, or James Randy. Some very definite crossover there.
Still carry that check with you, Carl? Oh, yes. We offer a not insubstantial reward for...
$1 million?
Whose claims can be verified. 100 grand.
Yeah, not $1 million, but he's definitely a version of James Randy. They had a standing offer like that too, but it was $1 million.
Explain to us Mr. Christou's readings then.
What I saw was an admittedly accomplished performer digging from a bag of tricks that goes back to biblical times.
I think that Mr. Christou is about to die in a way that our James Randy figure is not going to be able to explain.
Minnie is Madeline, my wife.
She crossed over, didn't she?
He didn't say anything about the name. Yeah, she's still trying to come through.
Send him a note? No.
What is happening to him? Trying to turn him inside out. Ooh.
Go to a goddamn commercial!
Yeah, a little Exorcist there, but different.
You're just overtired, baby.
That's not overtired.
I'm not picking up anything down here, Steve. You picking up anything weird, Lou?
What's Steve picking up in the control room?
He is receiving medical attention backstage as we speak.
They needn't bother. The man is perfectly fine. Spouting, they call it. Controlled regurgitation.
One thing he is not is a doctor. That was quite a bit of regurgitation.
Wait until you meet our next guests.
Giddy with excitement, Jack.
You should be. The book, Conversations with the Devil, by Dr. June Ross Mitchell.
I wonder if this kind of stuff actually did happen with late night talk shows as far as going to these lengths to try to increase viewership. I know daytime television, daytime talk shows did this. Still do, for the ones that still exist, all the paternity stuff and all that.
But please be warned, anyone with young children in the room.
It's late night television. Why would there be young children in the room?
Come forth, open the gates of hell.
Diabo claims that anyone who witnesses these dreadful rituals will fall.
I feel like most of the people we've seen so far are based on either actual people or like an archetype of people who existed during this time.
Diabo commands his followers to douse the premises and themselves in gasoline.
I mean, obviously heightened, taken, even further to more disturbing places than the realities were.
Important breakthroughs follow, but there is still much work to be done.
Who am I speaking to now? Is this the demon known as
Wow, pretty brutal demonic possession, just to even hear it.
Please welcome Dr. June Ross Mitchell and Lily.
Again, wanting to evoke things like The Exorcist, but potentially even more gruesome, even more disturbing. The picture messes up as soon as she comes into frame. I'm sure there's lots of little things like that that are signals.
So pleased that you could join us today.
Thank you, Mr. Delroy. I'm so glad you could join us too.
Signals of things about to happen or starting to happen.
Lily has been through more in her 13 years than most adults go through in a lifetime.
And you needn't worry about your TV show. I think you're going to be very famous soon.
Quite a bit of foreshadowing based on what's probably going to happen in this episode. Going to be famous, not in the way that you want to be. Because he's staring into whatever camera is live. Because she's either trying to connect with the people watching at home or she wants to unsettle them. Very menacing.
Time to make ourselves pretty again.
Don't I already look pretty, Jack? You're good.
That was not Lily's voice. That was probably Jack's wife.
Yesterday she went into one of her fugue states. She started saying your name.
Jack's wife, again, trying to come through.
This is your time. You've done the work. You're not going to back out right now.
I admit you made a convincing case, but my first responsibility is to Lily, and I'm telling you, it's too risky.
What are they trying to do? Again, he said there were restraints. So they're wanting to do some really kind of intense boundary-pushing thing on air to get ratings.
Christo is dead. He had some kind of hemorrhage in the ambulance.
I know he was going to die. It didn't look like blood, though. It looked like it was black.
You know how quickly word spreads around here.
Staging, where's my sacrificial dagger? We're on in 60 seconds.
Staging, where's my sacrificial dagger? Not something you hear very often in the production of a television show.
Look, I'm telling you, Steve, whatever it is, we're not seeing it on the monitor down here.
So now we were wondering what they're seeing up in the control room.
Oh, and there was a lady in the lobby who asked a bunch of questions, too.
It's the same woman who came out and helped Mr. Christo when he...
Yes, I know.
That answers it. Faith healers used to do stuff like that. Have people sign prayer cards, or fill out prayer cards and have planted people that would interview them to get information.
To grasp the nature of the demon that lurks within her.
This is the demon Abraxas that
So that's what he wants to do. He wants her to bring out this demon that is existing or possessing Lily.
Oh God, I can't stop it! Turn off your TV sets before Abraxas claims your souls!
I feel like that's going to eventually happen to him, in actuality.
We haven't come on here for your amusement.
Don't be silly, my dear. Abraxas craves an audience.
Hence why she keeps looking for each camera as it's on. Ooh. I don't think that's supposed to happen. I mean, I was going to say you could unplug it, but I think it's the least of their concerns.
It was feeding back through your PA system?
It was Mr. Wriggles. He did it.
There was a woman's face. There's a dark orb here on the table. There was a woman's face in it. That was all that was happening. Right in front of Lily.
Would it be okay if we invited him on the show?
Jack, I thought I made it clear.
I think so.
No, I can't allow that.
This is going to go badly, obviously. And she realizes that whatever relationship they had was only to make this moment happen.
If I'm able to conduct the session with the full cooperation, then perhaps we can attempt a brief demonstration.
Yeah, I get the feeling that it's not going to be brief, that once you take the monster out of the cage, so to speak, you're not going to be able to put him back.
As we attempt to commune with the devil, but not before a word from our sponsors.
We're going to commune with the devil, but not before a word from our sponsors. Come on back, y'all.
Jack, can I get a minute?
Can it wait?
No, sir, it cannot.
Wow. His sidekick has had enough. Got zapped by that thing twice.
What has gotten into you?
All I'm trying to do is save our show.
Yeah, he needs to leave. He needs to leave now.
Who else knows about Christo?
Who's scared, Jack? I'm scared. Okay, some of us are talking about jumping ship.
No one's going anywhere, goddammit.
Gus needs to leave. Because he is not... That's the only chance he has to survive this. Of course, he'd be leaving the rest of the audience to their fate, too.
Dr. June Ross Mitchell will commence the demonstration. And might I say, to you both, Godspeed.
This is actually really interesting, the way they have this laid out. I haven't seen... It's a real-time story. Like Rope with Hitchcock and, Birdman, things like that. There's no gaps.
Thank you, Jack. Now...
She looks incredibly happy while strapped to a chair, which, again, also relies on the strength of that chair.
Whatever you might see or hear, I ask you all to remain calm.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll happen. They won't freak out and scream and run and all that kind of stuff. And let us not forget our friend in the skeleton costume in the crowd, menacing everybody.
Close your eyes, Lily, and let yourself sleep. Relax.
It's a very interesting way to tell a story. It's very absorbing. You start to feel... There's a Blair Witch element to it, or at least what they were trying to do as far as a found footage kind of thing.
May I speak to the one you know as Mr. Wriggles?
She's going to come up real fast and it's going to be a jump scare. Maybe.
If Mr. Wriggles... Quiet.
Yeah, in combination with the distortion of the image.
Speak.
You know who I am, Doctor.
Please.
Maybe the demon can be restrained because it's reliant on the strength of its host, so it only has the strength of Lily.
He's here, isn't he?
Oh, is this a setup? Or...
We met amongst the tall trees, remember? You know what happened to his last whore? She died.
Okay, so it's not his wife. Someone, a demon he encountered as part of his group.
That's enough!
Even the beep, they didn't get the first one.
Why would you hurt me like that, June? You know I can't help it.
I know. I never...
Yeah, I was going to say. I think Lily is going to end up killing June, and then they're going to be defenseless. Yeah, we're going beyond the limitations of Lily.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I never should have...
I would not get close to her after this.
I would like to point out a number of tricks employed by the so-called doctor.
And you'll get your turn card. Right now...
Commercial break.
Some messages.
I mean, they will sell a lot of ads for that. People won't be able to turn away. But after she almost bit her last time, I wouldn't have got that close.
You're okay. Jesus.
I don't think Lily's back. I think whatever was possessing her is pretending to be Lily.
Not one more word.
Leave, Gus. It's your absolute last chance.
Leo should have cut the whole show right after Christo died.
Bombed, you mean?
No, he's dead. Puked his guts out on the way to Sinai.
There was something about symbolic about him cutting her free from her restraints with that knife, I think. It's all part of the ritual.
After tonight, every Fortune 500 will be lining up to be a part of the resurrection of Jack Delroy.
After tonight, I don't think there's going to be a resurrection of Jack Delroy, let alone that Jack Delroy is even still going to exist.
Yeah, but at the end, I mean, she sounded just like Minnie.
Don't you go all screwy on me, Jack. If Minnie were here, she'd be saying, you get out there, Mr. Midnight, you knock him dead.
You got to give this movie points for originality, for sure. Or tell me if you've seen other possession stories like this. I don't think I've seen one like this before.
Can you assure everyone that you're okay?
I'm fine, Jack.
And do you have any recollection of what just happened?
It's hard to explain. It's like I'm asleep, but I'm awake at the same time.
Yeah, she seems scared at a certain point. It's interesting, like, trying to decipher who's in control at different moments. Because this girl is in there somewhere.
There is no demon lurking inside this child. She has been placed in a hypnotic state.
She levitated, for God's sake!
It is interesting, the idea of a skeptic finally actually presented with the thing he was a skeptic of.
If you'll allow me, Jack, I'd like to prove my thesis beyond a shadow of doubt.
Although James Randi did do this several times. He'd come out and do the exact same tricks, show how they were done.
You'll need a volunteer. Thank you, Gus.
Gus should have left, because this is going to go badly, for sure.
Oh, I plan to make everybody's head spin.
Yeah, that reference. This was, again, right after The Exorcist.
Do you think we might be able to get a close-up? Watch carefully.
He's going to hypnotize everyone watching. Remember, they talked about an incident or a stunt he pulled where he hypnotized a large group of people all at once, which I'm assuming he's doing again.
Your morbid fear of worms.
They're such ugly, slimy things. No arms, no legs, no eyes.
He's either going to turn him into a worm or he's going to be overcome with worms, or believe he is.
Your neck, it's bleeding.
Yeah, this is going to be more than that.
What is that?
He's going to show them that it's not actually happening, but it is. Turn the non-believer's own trick on him. Ooh.
Awake! How do you feel, Gus?
Fine.
Okay, so he just had more trouble waking him up than he thought.
Okay, Car. What the hell just happened? The exact same thing June did, just with a tad more imagination. Now would be the appropriate time to applaud.
I think they're a little too freaked out to applaud. But mass hypnosis is the idea, I guess.
Something's crawling under your skin. It's bleeding.
I did cut myself shaving earlier.
Worms.
Jesus Christ!
That's actually a really interesting way to show that. To show the very real thing that we all saw. Or how real it felt and looked.
Get him out!
Okay, let's stop there.
And then to show that it didn't happen, but...
You've been caught dead to rights.
Then maybe we should look back at that part of the show too, Jack.
That's smart. I suspect we're about to see something much more real than that now.
You don't think the television cameras lie? Do you, Mr. Haig?
No, of course not.
Jack?
What was the control room talking about all this time as far as what they were seeing? I want to know what it was that they were seeing this whole time that other people couldn't.
You say cameras don't lie, right, Car?
It's going to bring her back out again, or bring the demon back out again.
Good to see you again, Jack.
Sorry, I don't believe we've been acquainted.
Don't be a fool.
Did you see that?
That's the stuff they kept seeing. Interference that they couldn't explain. It was a face. I saw it. It was looking at the camera.
Minnie?
We saw a hand on his shoulder just now.
You conspired with Christo to have him reach your dead wife, throwing a few Grand Guignol theatrics with these two. It's genius, Jack!
Yeah, but Christo is dead. I don't think that was part of his plan. And she's not strapped in this time.
Now!
Yeah, I get the sense this is when everyone dies. Apparently starting with Lily. Gus, you should have run. I would say everybody should run, but I think it's too late at this point. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lily's not there anymore. Yeah, I don't think anybody's getting out. I think that they're all locked in. I think the doors are barred. Does Lily wake up after that, or is she gone now?
Come on in, Jack.
Where are we now? Because Gus is dead.
How did I get here? The same way you always get here, Jack. Straight down 5th and right on 47th.
This is his own personal hell. He doesn't get to leave his show now. He has to do it forever. Yeah, that's not exactly the reaction you're looking for from a television show audience.
Really good work.
Is this all still supposed to be on live on television?
It's perfectly harmless.
No.
That's the worm that crawled out of Gus's head. I wonder if they turn it off, if he thinks that it will release him.
Oh,
Jack Delroy's greatest sacrifice is yet to come.
Sold his soul, apparently. What's he been doing out in the woods with those people? Participating in rituals that maybe he didn't know were real to try to help his success.
Worried they wouldn't let you see me.
So his wife, from the beginning, when Christo was there, was trying to come through very, very strongly, as forcefully as she could. Was she trying to warn him, or does she want revenge on him?
You finally made it, darling, but you had to pay a price. Except many stage left.
I never thought that they...
Yeah, he participated in a bunch of rituals that he didn't understand to try to gain his success, or to regain his success.
I love you. Then, please, do this one last thing for me.
Oh, they have her soul. Maybe if he releases her, he gives up his success, but if he loves her, he'll do it. Oh, wow. So what did the camera actually see?
Dreamer here, awake. Dreamer here, awake. Dreamer here, awake. Dreamer here.
I don't know what he's saying. He's something that he's trying to wake up, I imagine. I don't know. It sounded like it said dreamer here awake. And then the end transmission thing said, so it is done. We don't get to know. Interesting place to leave it. Let's go to the wrap-up. Well, that is certainly an interesting direction for a horror movie. It's certainly one of the more interesting horror movies I've seen in a while. Again, I would be interested to hear from people who've watched this, other kind of found footage movies like this that you might be aware of as far as like demonic possession or things like that. The only thing, again, I would comparing it to Blair Witch as far as found footage. It was a story that seemed to be told in real time as far as the actual horrific incident that was apparently broadcast out on live television. That makes me think of like Rope with Hitchcock, or like Birdman, or different things like that, that movies that take place in real time very much played into so many different things that were a part of this kind of occult community and the public reaction to it of the 1970s and even into the 80s and 90s. But like, again, this is supposed to be 1977, 3 years I think after The Exorcist came out, if I'm right. The Exorcist came out in 74, I'm not sure. Turbulent world. The Vietnam War had just ended 2 years earlier, and a lot of different things going around as far as what people believed when it came to the occult and faith healers, and people going on television to supposedly prove their power and people going on to disprove them. Again, I brought up James Randi, who you should look up, watch the documentary The Honest Liar if you haven't watched it. Tells his whole story. Very much kind of a parallel track purposely that he ran to Houdini, where he had a whole career where he did all kinds of stuff, but a lot of Houdini's escapes, and then like Houdini, eventually turned to exposing charlatans. So I'm forgetting the character's name in here, but the non-believer who did the mass hypnosis trick to show that the possession didn't actually happen, he was very much modeled on James Randi, even down to the reward for actual proof of legitimate paranormal phenomenon. James Randi, I don't know if they started at $1 million, but they long had like a cash reward that ended up at least at $1 million that I think he carried around with him throughout his life, even until he was a much older man, and would kind of antagonize these supposed mystics and faith healers and purveyors of the paranormal from the stage, saying, why isn't there a line outside of people coming to show me what they can do? To see something like that turned on a person like that, it's like, what if you actually encountered it? And what if it wasn't just some neat trick, but like a malevolent force that was going to harm a studio full of people, including that guy himself? The idea of a talk show host who tasted a certain amount of fame, a certain amount of success, never quite reached the height that he had hoped for, but then started to see that success being taken away and was willing to enter into rituals and practices that he didn't understand. Supposedly, I mean, he believed in it enough that he was hoping that it was going to help his career. He just didn't believe in it enough or think it went deep enough that something like this was going to happen. Not to say he was a successful person before this, but that actually makes me think of Rosemary's Baby. I'm forgetting the character names from that movie, but the husband and the deal that he struck with that. I won't go into too much of that because I don't want to talk about spoilers of other movies here. So definitely drew things from other well-known similar stories of the time period, the historical nature of that time period as a whole, especially around, again, the occult and demonology, and again, these people who claim to have supernatural abilities, people who went around disproving these supernatural abilities, and the entire ecosystem of that. I mean, there's a lot to look at if you want to go back and look at things like that that actually happened. But to take all of that and to say, no, what if there really was one and it was undeniable? What if there was a legit possession and an antagonistic force, a demon that attacked a late night talk show, just took over in the middle of a segment and killed a bunch of people, went after the audience, all kinds of stuff. I actually expected there to be more of that. They kind of really waited right to the end to do that, but it was definitely attention getting when they finally got there. I mean, who knew exactly what you were going to expect at a moment like that? But I didn't know if there was going to be more of a battle back and forth for a longer part of the movie with this demon that was possessing this girl. I mean, obviously we see that in The Exorcist, where there's a decent period of time where they're dealing with what's happening to the girl in that movie. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Again, I've seen IFC horror movies before, Shudder exclusive horror movies before. Some of them are a little cheesy and supposed to be, you know, some people enjoy a good cheesy slasher and things like that, and I do too. But I enjoyed this one. This one had a different kind of angle to it, its own kind of unique vision. Again, playing off of historical possession stories and movies, playing off the climate around these type of things of that time period, and finding a unique perspective to tell a horror story. So maybe it's not as unique as I think it is. Again, I have some horror movie knowledge. I'm nowhere near an expert, nor do I claim to be. Let me know in the comments if you've seen things like this before. Tell me about it. If this is, you know, a rehash of an old idea, I mean, other than what I've talked about here, please educate me. I'm interested to know. And one more time, folks, before we get out of here, if you'd be so kind as to go ahead and check out the Patreon. The full-length reaction to this movie is available over on the Patreon right now. There's other full-length movie reactions over there, exclusive television show reactions, all kinds of stuff. I hope you'll go check it out and consider becoming a patron. Any support that you offer over here or over there is always greatly appreciated. And speaking of over here, if you'd be so kind as to go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button, click the bell so you can see when I'm putting out new videos. And also a special thank you to my Seen Everything patrons, Aunt Bess and Stevie. Thank you so much for your support. I'm glad we sat and watched it together. I enjoyed it. I've been meaning to watch this one. Thanks for being here to watch it with me, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.